Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Your driver Mike here, coming to you live from San Diego, California. And in this live stream, we're going over an email from DoorDash CEO Tony Xu about a brand new DoorDash Dasher app that's coming here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to go over that and how it may impact you as a DoorDash Dasher. But hey, if this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I want to welcome you to the channel. Let me know where you're watching from in the live chat or down below in the comments if you're watching this in the rebroadcast. This channel is dedicated to your success in the gig economy. That is everything from rideshare, delivery, scooter charging. Yes, that's a thing, and more. I want to welcome you here to the channel. So as I mentioned, guys, today we're talking about an email that just came through from, again, DoorDash CEO Tony Xu. So if you guys don't know, DoorDash is a delivery platform doing restaurant deliveries. I've been doing it close to 300 deliveries currently. So let's jump right into this email. And really, this addressed concerns from DoorDash drivers called Dashers. And Tony directly addressed these fellow Dashers and really noted improvements, upcoming improvements to the DoorDash Dasher app. Let's go through that, starting off with what he heard from Dashers. What we heard. While there are a variety of perspectives within the Dasher community on the Dasher pay model overall, we continue to hear that Dashers value transparency and consistent, fair earnings. With the current pay model, you don't have to gamble hoping for an order with a big tip. Dashers will continue to see a guaranteed minimum, including tips, on their screen for each delivery. And you will never earn less than the guaranteed amount if you complete the delivery, even if the customer provides little or no tip. These features of our pay model will remain intact. For more information and examples of how the Dasher pay model works, please see our frequently asked questions page here. But we also heard that there are things we can do to improve your DoorDash experience overall. In an online survey, we asked Dashers to prioritize how we can make DoorDash better. Here are the top 10 things Dashers told us in priority order. Before we get into the top 10 concerns that Dashers noted here to Tony, let me know right now in the live chat or the comments, what are some of your concerns as a DoorDash Dasher? Before we go on to the next screen here in just a moment, listing what Tony noted from Dashers in this online survey, the top 10 concerns I'm going to ask you. And before I get into it, I'm going to give you some of my concerns. What are some of your concerns as a DoorDash Dasher? Let me know now in the live chat, or if you're watching right now in the rebroadcast, put that in the comments. Quaker Oats, I see you in here. Hello, Mike DMV Live. What's up, Mike? Thanks for being here, guys. So while you're doing that, let me tell you some of my concerns. Number one, guys, you're working the gig economy. It's pay. It's always pay. The bottom line is, okay, if I'm going to work on your app, if I'm going to choose to work on your app during my free time, who's going to pay me the most money? It just stands to reason. It's a business decision. Why would I drive on DoorDash if Postmates is going to pay me more? Or Uber Eats, or Grubhub, or another platform entirely, maybe rideshare. It really comes down to pay. And again, that's a business decision for you as a business owner and independent contractor. So I would say pay number one. Making sure that I have pay incentives to encourage me, motivate me to log online with your app. The minimum payouts on a delivery, is that enough to encourage me to go online with your app? What about reliability? Guys, these are in part, tech companies, let's say, developing, of course, software apps. Reliability, I don't want your app to crash. DoorDash recently went down, affecting at least in part, some of their driver pool for 2 hours. That was a loss in pay of revenue of estimated $30 for each driver affected. So I need to know that, hey, if I'm going to schedule my time on your app, it's going to be reliable. That's why I tell you guys, make sure to sign up with as many apps as you can, because if an app does go down, you'll have a backup plan. So let's go on the top 10 concerns that CEO of DoorDash, Tony Xu, heard from drivers. Number 1, make earnings more transparent, i.e. show pay breakdown. That was almost 16% of respondents. Number 2, make longer distance deliveries more worth their while. Almost tied, 15.43% of respondents. Number 3, don't offer me deliveries out of my zone, 8.56%. Let me just make a note about that. I may even disagree with that. The problem that I find with DoorDash is that if I'm scheduled for here, let's say I'm in La Mesa, California region of the marketplace, and I have a delivery that pulls me, let's say, westward into the Mission Valley segment of the marketplace. Now your marketplace is broken up into different segments, kind of geographic mini markets, let's say. Now, if I get pulled westward into Mission Valley, the problem that I find with DoorDash is the Dasher app is still trying to pull deliveries in and around La Mesa. Now, what I would like to see is give me a pickup that starts in Mission Valley and ends back where I'm supposed to be, or my hub for deliveries, La Mesa. Now, I'm not sure if the DoorDash app already does that, but I've found that it's very hard to get a delivery outside of my current zone. So it looks like some Dashers here are saying, don't offer me deliveries out of my zone. Well, if I'm out of the zone, that's exactly what I want, versus having to drive back. Basically, empty miles into my zone. Depends how big your marketplace is. Nextly, improve customer support for Dashers. 7.56%. We're getting into smaller respondent groups here. Next, offer new and different types of incentives. That's interesting. Kind of what we mentioned about earnings potential and motivations for me and you to log online on DoorDash. Lori, I see you in here. Thanks for being here. Nextly, reduced waiting time between orders. I agree with that 100%. If I'm scheduling a dash, i.e. a work shift on DoorDash, I'm scheduling that work shift and I want to be constantly busy. Some of the best earnings comes from a combination of pay incentives and staying very busy. I'm talking stacked deliveries, and you can see the bottom respondent there give more stacked and batched deliveries, and also not only pay incentives, but again, stacked deliveries. So absolutely, I want to stay constantly busy, and that's where we can see the most earnings. Let's go and focus on the top response here. Make earnings more transparent, i.e. show more of a pay breakdown. Well, Tony goes into that more specifically here. Earnings breakdown. Here's where we start to see this addressed and changed. Here's how Tony and the DoorDash team is going to change the Dasher app going forward in the coming weeks to address those the priorities from Dashers that we just saw. Number 1, earnings breakdown. The number one thing you told us, as we just saw, you want to see the breakdown in your earnings between what DoorDash pays and what a customer pays. We have always provided transparency on the front end of each dash by showing you the guaranteed minimum, the location, the name of the restaurant, the drop-off location, and the size of the order, and the estimated time to complete the delivery. And I will agree with that. Kudos to DoorDash. That's why they remain, as of now, my favorite delivery app, is they do give you a lot of information. They'll show you how much the minimum payout is going to be, where it's from, the drop-off location, as again Tony mentions here, the miles for the entire delivery, and they give you a generous, I believe, 65 seconds, if I'm remembering correctly, to analyze that info and consider accepting or ignoring that delivery. Let me say that again. They give you plenty of time to analyze the potential delivery and accept or ignore that request. It is fantastic. If you guys drive on Postmates, not only is there minimum info given, but there's extremely less time for you to analyze the request, honestly rushing you to accept or deny that delivery. Let's continue. We are now rolling out even more transparency after each dash. Right after your delivery, you'll be able to see the earnings breakdown, which will also be reflected in your weekly earnings tab, your summary screen. This has been rolled out to all Android users and will be available to all iOS users in the coming weeks. If you guys have Android, an Android phone, and you have this on your Dasher app right now, let us know. Let us know how you like the new earnings breakdown. I myself have an iOS device, I have an iPhone, so the update to the Dasher app is again coming in the coming weeks. So let's take a look here. Here is the new DoorDash Dasher app when it comes to earnings breakdown. I know it's a little small on screen, but let's go over this. On the left screenshot, this is your post-delivery screenshot. So this is what you'll see after you complete your delivery. We can see this Dasher completed a delivery for $7. The DoorDash base pay was $1. The customer tipped $3. Now again, as you can see very small on the top of this screenshot, the guarantee was $7. So DoorDash pays additional pay to equal this $7. You can see here they're paying $3 to equal $7. And I'll link above in a card a complete breakdown of exactly how this pay system works, of DoorDash paying you a base pay, but also using the customer's tip to fulfill the guarantee minimum. You can see here they're using the $3 tip to satisfy, in part, a $7 minimum. Let me ask you right now, are you driving on DoorDash? If so, for how long? And simply, do you like it? Let me know. Let me know in the live chat, or if you're watching the rebroadcast, are you currently driving for DoorDash? If so, for how long? And do you like it? Let's turn our attention to the screenshot on the right. This is your weekly summary screen. That will show you, of course, a breakdown of your dashes for that day and week. Let's take a look here. This dasher from 6:19 p.m. to 8:06 p.m., let's just say 2 hours for the sake of the video, they made $25. So if we estimate a 2-hour dash, that's $12.50 per hour. Now I will say, again, kind of kudos here to DoorDash for providing reasonable earnings expectations for dashers. Yes, you can expect about, let's say, $12 to $15 or so dollars per hour on DoorDash. Depends on your incentives, if any, and in part tips. So let's take a look here. 3 deliveries. Again, we can see Lemonade, $11, DoorDash base pay, $1 on their base. And they did that because the customer left a large tip, $10, for a total of $11. Pacific Catch, the next one. Now, here's a good example, and again, I apologize, I know it's small. The DoorDash base pay $1. Now, the customer didn't tip anything, so again, we can see the DoorDash additional pay $6 to equal that minimum of $7. Moving on. Better incentives. And again, this is from CEO of DoorDash, Tony Xu, now talking about the actual improvements to your DoorDash Dasher app. Better incentives. We know Dashers care a lot about incentives. And we hear that it's difficult to learn about upcoming peak pay, aka incentives, understand the requirements to achieve it, and to track progress. We're focused on 2 ways to address these issues. First, we're rolling out a new promos entry point on the Dasher app home screen that makes it easier for you to find upcoming peak pay and better plan your schedule. Second, we're testing ways to make peak pay incentives easier to achieve and making the eligibility requirements more clear. These new updates will increase ways to earn on the platform. We'll keep you in the loop as we make progress. So Tony and the DoorDash team is, I'll say, promising, or at least stating that in the upcoming weeks, as this new update rolls out, there'll be better and clearer incentives. Hopefully more frequent incentives. We saw that they're easier to achieve incentives. Do you guys feel that the incentives currently provided on DoorDash are fair and adequate? Are they easy to qualify for? Let me know. So here's what we see when it comes to the promo screen. Let's take a look at the current versus somewhat older promo incentives. But hey guys, before we do that, if you can take a quick timeout for me, if you can consider leaving a like on this video, it shows me that you get value in this live stream of the videos and content here on the channel. Gets more people in here, more people on the Drive for Mike team. And of course, since we're beaming through the internet here on YouTube, it boosts us in YouTube's almighty algorithm. If you haven't done so already, consider leaving one of these. So here is the promo tab that is currently in the DoorDash Dasher app, at least on my end here late June 2019. You can see in the top left, highlighted there with the red arrow, a simple promos tab. And I believe this was actually what Tony is referring to when he talked about an entry point for promos on the home screen, right? An entry point. How to simply find promos. How about front and center on the home screen? And I like that because yes, it was hard to find promos. Now here's the thing, look at the middle screenshot. The only problem, and I think Tony was mentioning this, is the frequency of promos. I will say, guys, as someone who's been doing, again, close to 300 dashes, and I've been doing this for a while, and I've driven on multiple delivery platforms. We're talking Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon Flex. I think DoorDash could do a better job of providing more promos, and it's good to see Tony address more promos. In my opinion, there's not enough promos on the DoorDash Dasher app. Let me know, leave a like if you agree with that. That middle screen is showing no promos currently, and this was checked yesterday. Now, let's look on the right screenshot. You can see, of course, December of 2018, last year. These are the kind of promos, guys, that will really make you some money doing delivery. And guys, if you're interested in signing up for any of these platforms, for Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, check the affiliate links down below in the description. We have links to sign up for every platform, as well as rideshare and other programs. So we can see December 2018, there's a fantastic pay incentive. And there you can see the quadrants of each segment in your marketplace. Again, we'll call them the mini markets. And you can see the blue dot, it's small there, but the blue dot is where I'm located here in the La Mesa market segment. But at its busiest, guys, DoorDash, you can see here, pays an extra $5. This is per delivery. In my experience, the deliveries on DoorDash range from $5.50 to a minimum payout to close to $10 for a single delivery on a minimum payout. My opinion, guys, and if you're watching this right now, here is a massive pro tip for you. Share this live stream with someone who wants a massive pro tip on DoorDash. My recommendation to you is to only accept deliveries around $7 or higher. Why? Because if you ignore a lower delivery amount, which you're allowed to do, by the way, as an independent contractor, chances are, as long as you're in a medium to larger sized market, you'll have another request, hopefully instantly, that's a higher amount. Now, of course, compare the miles. Some requests will pay, let's say, $8, and they'll be 6 miles, versus others are $8 and they request 10 miles, or they display 10 miles versus 6. So consider that as well. But again, December 2018, a $5 per delivery incentive is very good. Have I seen that a lot? No, absolutely not. Frankly, I haven't even seen a lot of promos in general, per delivery promos in general. And again, that's where DoorDash needs to improve. Moving on. Less wait time. Tony continues. Nobody likes to wait at the restaurant. And our goal is to enable you to arrive just as the food is ready so you can make more money in less time. We have numerous teams working to address this issue, and I'm glad he recognizes this as an issue. We're focused on improving the timing of when Dashers are offered deliveries to help avoid early arrivals, better predicting food prep times, and working with merchants to reduce late orders. This is big. And guys, if you're watching this live stream, and if you haven't signed up for DoorDash, wait times can certainly be a concern. You don't want to wait at a restaurant. It wastes your time. You could be driving rideshare and make money with a passenger on the road. Or you could maybe drive on a more reliable delivery app. Nobody likes wait times. You don't like it. The restaurant doesn't like it. You're clogging up their lobby area. DoorDash doesn't like it. It doesn't work for anybody. Now, have I ever had extremely long wait times? Now, I'm not ever going to call out a certain restaurant, right? I would never highlight one single restaurant that gave me a long wait time. I would certainly never do that. Guys, I've waited 30 minutes at a restaurant before. That's massively unacceptable. Whose fault was that? Wasn't your fault as the Dasher, I'll tell you that. Wait times absolutely need improved. Now, this doesn't happen often, but you can imagine the merchant, the restaurant, they received the order late, or they ignored the order request. When you guys go into these restaurants, what you'll see a lot of times is they have almost a battle station of iPads or tablets. I've seen 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 individual tablets plugged into individual power supplies, powering each delivery app. These restaurants are too busy. They can't cycle through all these apps, so they just have a tablet for each app. That's basically the merchant version of DoorDash. Whenever they get an order request, their tablet pings just like your phone and my phone. And you'll hear that even, in a busy restaurant, you'll hear these tablets going off. So maybe they accepted the request just to stop the ping, but didn't put it in until late. Who knows, but wait time absolutely needs improved. I've waited 30 minutes before, and I'm talking about enter the restaurant, I have a pickup for so-and-so, and then it's 30 minutes until I got the food. Now, this was the longest wait I have ever had, and guys, you can see it was just this past Wednesday. But I completely agree with Tony and the team here. Wait times, it's just not doable. Lori says it was good, however, too many drivers out there, it's hard to get orders. Referring there to DoorDash. And guys, how to get orders. Whenever, let me come back to you here. Whenever you're on the DoorDash, there we go. Whenever you're dashing on the DoorDash Dasher app, it's going to show you hot zones. Kind of like when you're driving rideshare, nowadays it shows you kind of hot zones of where demand is coming from. Does it make sense to drive to that hot zone? I've been experimenting with that. Now, what I typically recommend is I will finish a delivery and I will drive to a communal area gas station 7-Eleven, right? That's very close as possible to my drop-off location for my last delivery, and I'll just wait for my next delivery request on DoorDash. Now, that may be pretty far from a hot zone, right? I could be a good 10 minutes away. Will you get more requests, faster requests, if you drive towards that or in a hot zone? If you guys drive for DoorDash, let me know your thoughts in the live chat or in the rebroadcast. But if you're not getting enough requests, and guys, I've seen dead zones on these kind of the mini market on the map. If you're kind of in a dead zone, there's nothing really by you. For instance, here in San Diego, I've been up north and kind of a little bit kind of bordering the some of the mountainous areas for trails, what have you. Obviously, there's nothing up there. It's just mountains. So I know I'm limiting my radius of availability for restaurants because there's quite literally nothing to the north of me. I'm already basically as north as I can go in my market segment. So consider that as well. If you are not getting requests, maybe, or at least experiment with driving towards those hot zones. So hey guys, if you're just joining right now, we're going over an email directly to DoorDash Dashers from CEO of DoorDash, Tony Xu. First, Tony addressed concerns that Dashers had, and now we're going over those changes that Tony mentions that's going to come to the Dasher app in the coming weeks. Nextly, an ongoing dialogue. The feedback we received is invaluable because our goal is to build the best platform for all of you. We want to formalize how we receive feedback from Dashers so we can stay in tune with your perspectives on an ongoing basis and make DoorDash the go-to platform. We're therefore launching a Dasher Community Council with representation from Dashers around the country. DCC members will help shape DoorDash's future by testing new product features, acting as a sounding board for ideas, and voicing community concerns. If you're interested in volunteering for a role in this council, please see more information here. Guys, other apps have done this. Lyft has done this in the past for rideshare with a driver advisory committee or council, a DAC. And it makes sense. If I was one of these companies, it makes sense. Quite frankly, guys, let's be real here. These are businesses, and why wouldn't they tap into voluntary free research, R&D, and voice for opinion? Now, yes, on the other side of that coin, of course, it's good to stay in touch with your community. It's great to have a grassroots campaign and talk to the ground level independent contractors, in this case, for their opinions. Now that makes sense too, but as a business move, this is free R&D for DoorDash, and again, Lyft and other companies that do this. Would you be interested in joining the DCC? Is this an improvement? Is this something that is welcomed on the DoorDash Dasher platform and community? Let me tell you something, guys. If you don't believe in DoorDash, if you haven't signed up for DoorDash, you may want to consider signing up. And again, check the affiliate links down below in the description. Why? You may be surprised to know that DoorDash is becoming, or really is, we'd have to check the numbers. The last I heard, they're becoming the market leader in the delivery space. Yes, beating Uber Eats. Recently, in an interview on the New York Stock Exchange floor, Tony Xu mentioned that they're the biggest growing company in the last, I believe he said, 15 months. And that was a recent interview. It wasn't from June, but maybe May. It was a recent interview. And he said, we're the fastest growing company in this space for the last 15 months. And they are, again, taking the market share from Uber Eats. So consider, guys, and they've also reported massive funding. So it's something to consider. If you are just kind of have your delivery eggs in one basket with Uber Eats, you may want to consider DoorDash. Moving on, let's go over another kind of interesting benefit for you. Tony continues, and this is injury protection for Dashers. Finally, I want to use this opportunity to announce something I think is especially important. Beginning Thursday, June 27th, occupational accident insurance will be available for all U.S. Dashers while on a delivery. There is no cost to Dashers and no need to sign up. This insurance offers several important protections for U.S. Dashers. Of course, this is United States, of course, as you can see there, involved in covered accidents, including medical expenses, disability payments, and survivor payments. DoorDash is already a leader in offering unprecedented freedom and flexibility to enable everyone, from students to teachers to retirees to achieve their goals on their own terms. Dashers tell us that being their own boss is the #1 reason they choose to work on our platform. I believe that DoorDash can also be a leader in helping to provide more security in this new type of work. Today's announcement is a first step in that direction. More details on coverage limits and eligibility are available here. Now, very interesting because, guys, this is kind of similar to accident protection and injury protection that rideshare has done. Now, if you click on that, I'm just going to read this from you. We don't have a screenshot, but I can link this down below if you would like. Occupational accident insurance offers several important protections for Dashers involved in covered accidents, medical expenses, up to $1 million with no deductible or copay. Disability payments, up to $500 a week. Survivors payments, up to $150,000 for eligible dependents. I think the initial payout, the medical expenses, if you're hurt in an accident, that is a no-fault, it's not your fault accident, there's medical expenses, coverage up to $1 million with no deductible and no copay. This continues. If you suffer an injury while making a delivery with DoorDash, you may be eligible for coverage. There we go. No premiums, deductibles, or copays. What do you guys think? And again, I can link this. I'm reading off of the exact link that you can see there in the email about those coverage limits. So what questions, if any, I'm sure you have some questions, do you have about these improvements, these upcoming improvements to the DoorDash Dasher app? Again, we talked about the top 10 Dasher priorities, concerns, everything from more clear earnings to making longer distance deliveries more worth their while. We can see other things that we talked about today. reducing wait time. What question, guys? Let me know your questions in the live chat or in the rebroadcast down below in the comments. Is this enough? Is this adequate? Or other concerns not addressed? Do you agree with these concerns that you're looking at right now? And again, let me know, are you driving for DoorDash? If so, for how long? And do you like it? And while you're doing that, let me give you my thoughts. Number one, making earnings more transparent. I like it. I think that's more of a secondary, at least for me. Earnings clarity is always important, but hey, let's first start with earnings. So as we talked about today, better incentives, that I like. I told you there needs to be more promos in the, and I'll show you here again, guys. In the middle screenshot, there's no promos currently. And I've been seeing that more frequently, less promos. So yes, I agree, there needs to be more promos, lucrative promos, hopefully, right? You can see in the right screenshot the $5 an hour that we really liked. I'm sorry, the $5 bonus per delivery that we liked. The wait time, we'll go back to here to the concerns of Dashers. The wait time, absolutely, I don't want to have, and I don't want you to have 30-minute waits. And I've been talking to other Dashers out and about asking about wait time, and they've mentioned to me, hey, I was talking to a Dasher yesterday, and he mentioned, oh, don't go to such and such restaurant. They're always the worst. Don't go here, don't go here. And he was talking to me about wait time, and he said, yeah, this was certain restaurant, they're never ready. I always have to wait 15, 20, even 30 minutes. I said, 30 minutes? You waited 30 minutes. So now I'll agree with that in part. Now the particular restaurant that he mentioned, I really didn't have too many problems with, but you will find that, again, if you're driving in that certain segment of your market, you can see here on the left and right, the different quadrants, the mini markets within your entire overall market, you're going to be driving to the same restaurants, especially if you're doing this every day or pretty frequently. You're going to find you're going to the same, generally, some of the same restaurants that are popular in your market segment. And you will start to learn, okay, this restaurant is always ready. This restaurant forgets condiments, utensils, what have you. Or this restaurant is never ready. You may find that. I'll give you an example. Chipotle. Chipotle usually does not put napkins or utensils in their deliveries. Now, I will say hats off to Chipotle for having a mobile order pickup. That does make it very easy when it's done correctly, that I can just go to a Chipotle mobile pickup and pick up the order from the shelving. It's listed in alphabetical order. But they usually don't put in napkins or utensils. Now, simple enough. Of course, they have the condiment area. You can just grab some and put them in there. Now, a little pro tip I recommend, especially at Chipotle. Chipotle is a great place to stock up on these, is to pick up some extra napkins and some extra plastic, because they do have the plastic utensils, which I like. Now, of course, don't empty out their stock, guys, but you could grab a few. My other concerns is really it's wait time, it's earnings and incentives. Yes, the transparent earnings are decent. And lastly, let me comment on this. The second concern here from 15.43% of Dashers, make longer distance deliveries more worth their while. I'll tell you guys, $10+ deliveries are going to be 10+ miles. You're going to earn about $1 a mile. It's not stellar. With some incentives on rideshare, at least more so years ago, I could earn $2 or $3 a mile, which is exceptional. Now, in today's rideshare market, you can still earn, let's say, $2 a mile. It depends on incentives, of course. But if we turn our attention to long deliveries, yes, I agree with that as well. I will easily ignore 12-mile, let's say, 12-mile total deliveries. And again, you're going to get the total miles here on the requests. I will ignore long miles unless there's something with pay that motivates me. There's got to be a what I would like to see is DoorDash sometimes has a, when they have the per delivery bonuses, let's say. Your app will show, it shows, at the bottom of the screen. I actually wanted to come back here to you guys. There we go. It shows at the bottom of the screen the minimum payout. Let's say it's $7. And then it'll give you the per delivery bonus. It'll say $7 plus $2, let's say, for the per delivery bonus. So I would like to see the same kind of thing in the Dasher screenshot. Whenever you receive that Dash request, sure, the delivery request, at the bottom of the screen it says $7, okay, plus $2 long trip bonus. Simple as that, right? So really, other than that, those are the biggest things for me. Pay, incentives, shorter wait time, make a long distance bonus or incentive. Those are the biggest things for me, guys. So let me know any other thoughts or questions down below in the comments or in the live chat. And if you haven't done so already, guys, on our way out, can you please do something for me? Take a time out, consider leaving a like on this video. If you guys enjoy this live stream and the content here on the channel, gets more people in here, more people on the Driver Mike team, and of course, hey, since we're streaming here on YouTube, one of these boosts us in YouTube's all money algorithm. If you haven't done so already, consider leaving a like on this video. And one more thing, guys, if you know someone that's interested in DoorDash or really any delivery platform, let's say, hey, anything in the gig economy, consider sharing this live stream with them because it's going to educate them about the most current version of this upcoming DoorDash Dasher app. Consider sharing this stream across socials. It will help reach someone, help educate someone. It could be a new Dasher. It could be an experienced Dasher that just doesn't know. You could say, hey, check it out. Something new coming from DoorDash. I know that you drive on DoorDash. I would really appreciate it. So guys, post any final questions in the live chat or the comments, guys. I'm going to make sure to answer every single one of those questions. I really appreciate you being here, watching the live stream, guys. And hey, I will see you guys in the next one.